What's up everybody, this is Boywithafishtank, and today we're going to talk a little bit about blue Tuxedo Urchins. This is a very unique invertebrate to your reef system, and we'll continue with the topic after the, episodely water test right here. So let's just see how the water test looks this time. We're gonna see here, gonna put that in that we got from this test, which was about 5 minutes ago or something like that. There we go. And where's the thing? It's right here. So already now I actually can see that it has gotten a little bit lighter in color, which is nice to see. We can see here if I do like this, you can see the test we made this week is to the right, and you can see it already is a little bit more light. I can see that right here. So it's going forward very slowly, which is nice to see. It's nice to see that it's going forward. But you guys know that my tank is firing with a little bit of high nitrates, and that is maybe a little bit unusual, I don't know, but it works for me. It's very nice. But you can see here all my calls are doing very well. So that's the test for this week, and let me just put these back to their spots. So let's talk about what I wanted to talk about, which is blue Tuxedo Urchin care. Now you might first see this Kenya tree tilting over right here. This is actually my shrimp that is crawling on it all the time, and because it does that, it really irritated it a lot. I don't know why he wants to do that all the time, but he constantly does that. I don't know why. Anyway, so let's talk about blue Tuxedo Urchins. You can see my blue Tuxedo Urchin is right here in the middle of my tank. I really like blue Tuxedo Urchins. You know, they're very attractive. They look very colorful. They have the unique blue. Go away, yellow tank. Please go away. Thank you. But you can see it got the blue stripes sort of thingy in between its spikes. It looks really nice. I guess it's just a little bit of a warning color for other fish, so that it's like lighting up like I'm dangerous, don't bite me, because they kind of hurt. But what a lot of people have misconceptions about is when they want to get an urchin, they think, okay, I want to get an urchin, I'll go do a little bit of research. And what a lot of people will tell you is that all urchins are basically poisonous, but that's not true. Actually, most urchins that are reef safe are not poisonous. For example, the blue Tuxedo Urchin is not poisonous at all, but it does sting you if you try to put its hands down there. It's basically just like a hedgehog. Basically, the spikes are kind of the same deal. They kind of hurt. I haven't tried it myself, but I've heard a lot of people who have been stepping on urchins, on the beach. So you have to remember that they do actually sting, but it's not poisonous for you, so it won't hurt you in the long run. It's just a little bit of pain that you'll get from it. It's still not a very pleasant, situation if you go into that thing right there. But blue Tuxedo Urchins are actually rather easy to care for, and that's why I got one. They're actually very good to have as a scavenger, as an algae eater in your tank. They eat a little bit of the leftover pellet food you feed. Like if there's any sort of algae in it, it'll try to eat it. Seaweed, if there's a little bit of seaweed left on the cliff, it will try to eat that. What they do daily is go around and eat coralline algae, but they do not eat a lot of coralline algae. What you have to think about is that they do not eat as much coralline algae as you're going to notice it. They only eat a little bit, and that's pretty much it. They just graze around the tank. They actually move quite a lot. They're very active. It just goes pretty slowly, but they do move around constantly. And when it sits on the glass, it's just the coolest sight you will ever see. You will ever see. Like, it's awesome. It has a mouth that is like a weird alien. Like it's like a pointy mouth with like these sharp teeth, 4 sharp teeth, and it just scrapes off algae on the glass. It looks really awesome. And then it got these small. If we're going to talk a little bit about the the organs and things like that of a sea urchin. They're pretty, you know, they're pretty common to sea stars and things like that, and cucumbers, you know, sea cucumbers and things like that. So what I really can say is that they do actually have, as sea cucumbers and sea stars, they have these tube, well, not all sea stars have it, but you know, they have these tube feet, and tube feet are basically, you'll see a clip right here. These are actually just like small legs that actually can be, you know, inflated with some water, and they will just walk around with them. They actually have them all the way along their spikes, as you can see right here. They do go away, clownfish. Thank you. But it has them all along its spikes. You can extend it when it wants to. So if it tilts over, that's not a problem, guys. It will tolerate it. You know, it's pretty cool. So when it tilts over, it'll just go back up again. It's actually a pretty acrobatic little animal. But they do not get very large. The one you see right here is probably the biggest size you're going to get. You know, it's about the size of my hand, my palm of my hand, about that size. So it's not that big. It doesn't get larger, and because it's not a very big urchin, it won't really eat a lot of algae. It will, as I said, it will only eat just a little bit. They do eat other algae too, but it's not as much, and it's only some rare species of algae that it actually wants to eat instead. But what you can do is actually feed them seaweed. As I told earlier, you can actually just give them, like if you see them on the rocks over here or on the glass or something like that, you can just put the clip down to them and they'll actually crawl up on it. And one thing before we talk further on with that, this urchin is very unique because it actually puts things on top of its head. As you can see right here, it has put things on its head, and the reason they do this is because they want to camouflage themselves. So if you got any Xenia or Kenya trees or any other soft corals or macroalgae or shells or you know, tube worm shells, anything, they will just put it on top of their head like immediately because they think it's so fun. It's kind of cool though, but they don't hurt the coral or the macroalgae. They'll just keep growing on them. It's kind of cool. And by the way, here in the middle of its head, it actually got its anus, so it will actually poop out of there, and it's like these pellets sort of things, which is really nasty. But this guy is just awesome. He's like really cool. But anyway, if you put seaweed on the glass, what I've experienced is that they actually put it on top of their head, and they'll take small bits of it off with their tube feet, and they'll sort of eat it that way. That it is really cool. I actually saw, I actually got a little bit confused when I saw that they put it on top of its head, because I thought that it might actually, you know, just keep it on there and let it rot up there on the top of its head, which would not be very pleasant. But it actually just put it up there and it just ate it slowly. You know, it's kind of cool. So you can feed it seaweed. You know, it like one little, like a half piece of a seaweed. Sort of a seaweed, what is it called, you know, these seaweed themselves, you get them in these sheets, like a half of those sheets are about enough for them to actually live off for about a week. So that's kind of crazy because they do have a very slow metabolism. They are you know, still very simple animals. But what you will see about the blue tuxedo urchin is that they do not have the long spikes as many other urchins does. They actually got very short spines or spikes that will only get about the maximum I've seen is probably like 3 centimeters, which is rather large. But it does normally have a maximum of 1 centimeter. There are some few ones that do have some long ones, not long as you will see some other urchins have, but still, it's still very short. They do have very short spikes, so it's not as dangerous for you. You know, they do kind of mind their own business. A lot of big fish do not want to bite on them, because you know they sting and things like that. So you can keep them with some predatory fish, because or well, actually, when I was at the North Sea Oceanarium, they actually had urchins from the North Sea, and they had a triggerfish from the North Sea. And the triggerfish is, you know, a little bit of a predatory species, and it actually it was kind of funny. They always told me about how it would eat some of their urchins, like you would like biting them and they would have spikes all the way through their head and things like that. But that was kind of cool. I love being out there. If you didn't see the video about the North Sea Oceanarium, you can definitely go check it out. It was really awesome working there, but I will put a video right here in an annotation. But anyway, so you know, that's basically all about these urchins. They're very easy to keep, very nice. I would recommend a tank of about 20 gallons. Just to you know, I would really recommend that just to make sure that you got enough coralline algae for this urchin species to live off. You can actually keep multiple ones of them, but I would only recommend in a nano tank. I would only recommend you know, only having one. But they are really cool. They are rather large. They look almost like an extra coral in your tank. You know, very decorative, very cool. So yeah, that's basically all I got to talk about with the blue tuxedo urchin. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So you guys can just check out the corals real quick. My Cladelia is coming back. You know, it's growing very nicely. The Xenia is just growing like crazy. It has spread some few heads over on this side here. You can see, where's it gone? My God, where did it go? It must have hidden somewhere. But I saw some heads yesterday, and that is kind of cool. So it actually spreads throughout the tank, which is very nice to see. You know, it's just pumping. Just a quick thing about the blue tuxedo urchin: they do actually tilt over corals that you don't have, you know, that don't sit tight on any rocks, because if you have an epoxy or glued any of your corals, they'll actually just bulldoze them down like crazy. But you can see here, my Colastria has been tilted a little bit because of the urchin has been moving across this area right here. So gotta place that back. Kenya tree is doing really nice. Frog spawn is doing very nice. Duncan coral actually coming back. The clownfish doesn't really like it anymore. The green star polyps are getting way too much light. I'm thinking about cutting a little bit of green star polyps off and setting them down here instead. But we'll see what happens. So yeah, see you guys in another video.